What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Thirsty Thursday podcast.
Hey,
we got Timmy in here with us today.
Hello.
it's always more fun when you get more of us in here because talking to Derek all the time, he fucking gives me shit, but I get tired of this motherfucker.
Well, and then he went ahead and cut the sleeves off of his ICT radio shirt.
So we got to talk about that for a second, Derek. This is
first off of everything.
This is episode 58 before we get into Derek's fucking cutting of sleeves off. All right, or no, 59.
This is 59, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 59. You're right. Thank you. See, what would we do without Tim here?
Right.
Fuck that all up, Derek.
You would have. I wouldn't have. I just go off of what you say.
Well, fuck. All right, so Derek, why are your sleeves missing on your ICT radio shirt?
I don't know.
You get
Must
hot,
have got hot that day or something. I don't know. I really don't remember why I cut them off.
Well,
working on your tan, or
looks like he's defacing company property.
just banhammer you with a fine, dude.
Fucking showing off my guns, dude.
Right?
Gun show over here.
Go have a fundraiser with the car wash and
Because
put Derek out there.
If I put fucking sleeves on it, they're considered concealed weapons. So
here we go.
Fuck.
Well,
thanks everybody for joining us on episode 59. I got that right that time.
Tim, was that right?
That's right. Yeah,
it is right. Anybody sipping on anything on this fine thirsty Thursday?
I'm not, man. I'm
getting ready for October, I see.
Something like that.
I'm sipping on a Coors Light. Some people call it mountain piss.
I'm doing you one better.
Most people call it piss.
Yeah.
I've got the banquet.
He's got heavy piss.
Heavy.
I could drink that stuff. I can drink Coors Heavy.
It's pretty good.
So could you drink like dehydrated piss as opposed to a person that's been well hydrated piss? Or
see the thing is Coors Heavy doesn't taste like piss.
It's all piss, brother. Or at least it all turns into piss.
Well, this episode has already taken a turn.
Yeah, no, it's like you can't even get off the rails. It's already there. It's like you can't derail.
Right.
It's off the rails. Plus the fucking interview we got later on. So
oh man,
it's a good one.
It's a good one. And yeah. I'll talk about it after the interview. But man, so what's everybody up to? What everybody do this weekend? Over the week?
It was a pretty quiet weekend for me. Just kind of hung around the house and hung out with the kids, and boys had some friends over, and
Oh yeah, man.
About it, man. Wasn't too eventful. How about you?
Oh man, got drunk and did some stupid shit, and then woke up and I went to the elbow room Friday night. That's where I got drunk.
we got drunk way before that.
Well, that's true. Finished getting drunk at the elbow room, I should say.
Carrie Nation was playing. Derek got to see Carrie Nation, although he was probably inebriated and probably didn't really pay attention much.
I remember about 2 songs that they did, even though it was really badass. It really was.
I bet.
See, Saturday we did we went and recorded with the Ginger Wizard.
Oh, got that big red cat sound?
Big red cat sound.
Derek, Tim's got to hear the rough draft.
It's great. I love it.
Like it?
Yes, I love it. I can't wait till it's done. I say just put it out there now.
No. Nope. I think there's some things to clean up with it still. I think we're waiting on somebody to track something probably still. I don't know.
Well, I think you went to the right place to get that done.
Yeah, I felt like shit when we got there. I was like, ugh.
Oh, yeah, dude. If it wasn't for Eric's old lady cooking us some fucking chicken fried steak for breakfast, man, I don't know if I'd have made it through.
I don't think I would.
I needed that deep fried goodness like first thing in the morning.
Right. That was my saving grace that day. I already felt like crap.
Damn it, Tim.
Tim, we're getting callers?
We're getting callers, yeah.
Or what? Like, I haven't heard a home phone in fucking forever.
City Morgue used to have them. We slap them.
It's my fax machine. I'm getting an important ICT radio fax as we speak.
Ooh. Hey, we didn't ever talk about the song at the beginning.
No, we didn't. No. Let's do that before we go on any further, because we'll sure as shit fucking forget it.
Yeah, that's a brand new track. We just got that today, didn't we? Earlier this morning.
Yep.
So yeah, that was Strong Like Bull. And what's the name of the song, Eric?
Good Time.
Good Time. Yeah, it's a good song.
It's different than the first one they sent us.
It is.
You know, the first one they sent us was super like hair metal-y, and they got Derrick. That's probably why Derrick cut his sleeves off. He's like, we're getting bands like this.
No,
yeah, it's different.
That one had some classic rock element to it, but it had like a little bit of twang to it, man, like a little bit of honky tonk in there too. So
right, yeah.
What'd you think about the harmonica in there?
I liked it.
It's
nice touch. I wasn't a fan of anything anybody puts harmonica in. It gets me.
Yeah, it's a good song. So kudos to those guys. And
that's not even. I think it's actually out on streaming services Friday. I think it's not even out yet.
Oh, are we getting
early playing it from the ICT radio team?
Yep. So if you like it, you can buy it on Friday. But yeah, so guys, I don't know. We somehow made it through the weekend. It felt like a marathon, dude.
Oh God, you don't even know, because then I went down to fucking an OU game on Sunday, and I got shit house drunk down there. Like,
oh yeah, you went to the OU Houston game?
So fucking drunk that I was rooting for OU with everybody. I was like, dude, I might turn into a Sooners fan. Like,
you just so hammered.
I'm pretty much.
So you're not a Sooners fan?
I'm not. I went down there because I was like, well, James kind of talked me into it and thought it'd be a good game, so I went down there.
It was a good game.
I'm more of a Sooners fan now.
Yeah.
The fuckers are fun to hang out with.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good environment down there at
chugging beer.
Lord Stadium.
It had some real good seats and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool place. You're so close to the action there. You know, you're just right up on the field. There's like
did I send you guys pictures of that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, we were like right above the tunnel where the visitors run out.
You see old Rattler on the sidelines?
Who?
Well, he's a goofy looking fucker, isn't he?
I think he hasn't played yet. He's
he's like a 5-star recruit.
Yeah, #1 quarterback out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Is it Spencer Rattler?
Yeah, Spencer Rattler. He's on. He's actually on Netflix on a series QB.
Oh,
QB1.
Yep. He actually got in trouble or something. At school his senior year and had to like sit the rest of the season out. But it was really shady around like why. Like nobody knows.
Huh. So I haven't watched it yet. It's been recommended to me by my son.
It's a great show. I've been watching it. It's good. But yeah, I saw him down there on the sidelines, but I don't know if they're gonna redshirt him or what they're gonna do, but man, they got so many quarterback options down there. It's kind of insane, man.
I did see Kyler Murray walking around down there. Yeah, he was like
half Murray and half Marley.
Fucking James was fangirling out.
Oh, was he really?
I could see that.
I was like, Jesus.
And yeah,
he's not coming over here.
Hey, Kyler heard him. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I know, right?
He heard you, James.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Shit was funny though, man. So yeah, it was a good time.
That's a good game. They kicked the shit out of them. I mean, that
I know
quarterback.
that fucking deal shouldn't even have been a good game. The defense just fucking kept letting them back in there.
Well, they kept doing.
That's not a bad team, though.
No, Houston, they're not.
Yeah, they're a pretty good team. I mean, the defense has improved, but yeah, I mean, you can't do it in one season.
Yeah, so I look to go down there some more. James got season tickets down there, so
Man, let me know. I'll go down there with you.
fuck yeah. I didn't even end up sitting in my seat. That dumbass talked me into because it was like white out. So I was like, well, I ain't got no fucking OU gear and shit. I don't got fucking like white shit, you know. Just wear your overalls and a white t-shirt. Wear your Turnpike Troubadours hat. You'll fit right in. So I fucking did. And it ended up being about 130 degrees down there. Just packed in all these people and shit. I ended up just walking up about fucking 10 rows or so to it was kind of around the concession stand area. The beer was right outside. Like I just
found you a spot.
Yeah. Breeze was blowing. The fucking beer was 20 foot away from me.
The breeze was blowing. The beer was flowing.
Plus, they got like big ass fucking screens on either side of the field, you know, either end zone and shit. It was like perfect right where I was at, just standing there. So, fuck yeah, anytime. Well, I say that. Games. But I think a lot of the good games, I think the Oklahoma State and the Texas game are both, I don't think they're playing them in Norman. Those are
the rivalry game.
I'd want to go to.
I'd want to go to any OU game. That's a cool place, man.
Yeah, it is. I've never been down there, man. It was fucking really cool.
A lot of history there.
There's only like 7 teeth between the whole crowd.
Oh my god, dude. Hey,
I'm kidding.
Watch yourself.
I'm kidding. I'm just not an OU fan. I just like.
I've been an OU fan since I was a little kid.
See, I kept texting Jerry.
And I grew up in California.
Huh.
I was like, dude, this is hurting my heart, man. Like, I think I might be turning into a fucking Sooners fan. Like, I don't know what's going on. But the beer wore off, and I eventually
came back to your senses, or
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Let's call a spade here. I had a good time partying with them fucking Okies down there in Norman. I'll go back. Just don't know if I'd call myself a Sooners fan.
You're a party fan.
I might cut my hair into the flat top Bosworth next time I go down there, though.
There you go.
Fucking mullet flat top with a line.
Hey, I got his jersey if you want to wear it. Probably too small for you, but
I was gonna say I probably couldn't even have fit in that thing when I was a kid, Tim.
Don't worry, Derek would just cut the sleeves off. And...
I know, right?
I was looking for some Bosworth shit when I was drunk and on my way back. It's just sitting in the cars on Amazon. It's all too expensive for me.
Yeah, I keep on wanting to go down there and take my jersey and throw it to him and say, hey, sign this.
I actually liked that dude when I was a kid. He was like my favorite dude. And then he busted in the NFL, but
yeah, he sucked. But he was my favorite back when I was a kid.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I really did have my haircut like him and shit when I was a kid. I was like fucking 7. I had my haircut like him.
Hey, listen to this. Ooh.
Nice.
That's thirsty, motherfucking Thursday. Hey, guys, what do you say we get on to this new segment we're thinking about implementing? Because it's
I'm all right with it. I think we should unleash this on the public.
Yeah, I've already been looking at it.
All right.
I haven't looked at it. I was saving it. I wanted it to be a surprise when I read some
of it's good, dude.
Shit. So we talked a little bit last week, me and Eric, about
off air, mind you.
No, I think we were doing our podcast and we came up with the idea to do some Craigslist shit. We ended up the Missed Connections thing. I don't remember what the fuck we were talking about.
Don't know.
Have to go back and listen. It's towards the end of the fucking podcast. I know that. Anyway, so we got to talking, and then we're gonna read off some Missed Connections from the Wichita area. Maybe some more, depending on how many we got.
There's quite a few of them.
So if we can help these connections be reconnected.
And think of it as a public service, really.
Yeah, we're like PBS, dude. Channel 8.
We're trying to help these people connect.
Are we? Or are we just being...
I think it depends on the circumstance.
I see this really just us being more dickheads than anything.
Come on now. We are not either.
But nobody can deny that these aren't pretty fucking funny.
Hey,
so
exactly. The one thing I've always learned is you can be as big of a dickhead as you want to be, as long as you make somebody laugh. As long as somebody, as long as somebody fucking just like would fucking kick your ass and shakes their head and walks away. But as long as they're laughing, they're not gonna fucking actually kick your ass. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm multitasking and I kind of rambled there for a second.
That's all right. I'm looking at the Craigslist Missed Connections.
How do we want to do this? We just want to go down and everybody read one, or are we just going to go through?
I think we read one and talk about it for a second if there's something to discuss. I don't know. All right, Tim. So go ahead and start us off with this awesome edition here.
Well, it's a more positive one. I mean, I've looked through them and they're all kind of vague and funny, but I mean, this guy actually, I don't know. So, starts out looking for my lost soulmate, Wichita, Kansas area, parentheses. Here I am on CL of all places looking for you. I'm a 42-year-old white male looking for my soulmate. Parentheses, female. I have done the dating sites and the Facebook thing, but I am wanting more. It seems to me all the internet things that I've mentioned are very short term and for the moment. Right now is fine and I can be fun, but what about years from now? That's what I'm thinking of. I've been back in Wichita for around 2 years now from the South. It has taken me a while to adapt to the central way people do things, and it is different how people treat each other. I'm a firm believer in two people have to have a physical connection to one another for things to work, as well as mentally on the same page. I am not better than anyone, but I do have morals and values, which in today's world, a lot of people seem to have not have thought those things. Okay? or plain just don't care. I'm 5'10" tall, 210 pounds, tattoos, which most can be covered if I want to dress nice. I wear glasses, short, thin, bald, most would say. I have no kids. I'm a believer in God. I enjoy the small things in life, and I don't have to be doing something all the time. I love to camp and listen to music while having a few cold drinks. And I emphasize drinks.
Drink.
I am a smoker, a toker. No, it doesn't say that. All right. Music I listen to is really a wide selection from oldies to country and rock. Music is a release, I think, and it's taken me through a lot of rough times in my life. Really just wanted to find that female person for me. This world can be very lonely at times, and I would like to start knowing whomever you are. People say you were out there, but where? I don't play games, and I do not like drama. Very chill. Work every day to make it as most do. If I sound like somebody you would like to get to know, then reply and we'll go from there. When replying, please attach a pic of yourself and describe a little bit about yourself.
That's a lot, dude. That is a lot.
This guy, I mean, maybe he's just looking for a soulmate, dude.
Could just be looking for a, what Jeffrey Dahmer does too. I don't know.
Future murder victim.
Future manwich. Fucking. I don't fucking know, man. I mean, that's a really long, elegant way of saying I'm looking for somebody to bang.
Well, there's quite a few of those too, and they're not so.
I mean, maybe he's not looking for somebody to bang, but
he said he was looking more for somebody to hang out with and drink.
With an A.
Oh man, yeah, there's some doozies on here.
Have you read some of them?
Yeah, I fucking busted up here a second ago.
So hey, We got one from Newton, Kansas. Let me read this one. It's a short one, and I'll let you guys take over here. But Rob, bald, big, ... Looking for Rob from Wichita. We used to hook up and party all night. You used to come see any husband in our basement room in Newton. If you see this, please message me, and I would love to reconnect.
I think that's supposed to be me and my husband.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
Big Rob. Big Rob, if you're out there.
Big Rob, we're looking for you, bro.
Somebody's looking for you.
Guys.
Gonna need to hit the missed connections, Rob.
I'm assuming it is a gal and her husband, but I guess it could be a guy and his husband. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, we're
all I
we're
know
not
is
here to judge.
they're looking for fucking Rob though. So if you're Rob and
He's old and he's big.
if you've ever done any of this, Rob,
apparently they're smitten with big bald Rob, and they miss you, buddy. They miss you.
kind of adorable.
So, what do you guys got?
The
Well,
one that starts off, we met a few times. I don't know why this shit made me laugh. So we met a few times. You are female, and we met in person a few times. It's been a while. You enjoyed being naked in front of me. Says this shit. You enjoyed being naked in front of me. Said it's exciting, not really knowing me. I sure did. Hope you see this.
oh my.
I don't know why that would fucking make me laugh like it did, but goddamn, you enjoyed being naked in front of me. Said it was exciting not knowing me. I don't know. Fucking.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean these are ridiculous. I found a really good one here. Master needs a new pet. Wichita. Mature man. Dominant tendencies, looking for a submissive pet female. Role playing ... Pushing your limits ... Giving each other what we deeply want. Period.
I just don't understand how anybody thinks this could work. I mean, the what's going to show up at your door, you probably don't want it to. You know? I mean,
I don't know, man.
I guess you might get lucky, but probably not.
It seems so desperate. I mean, a lot of these, they're like crying out, you know. I mean, I don't know if it.
You get this one like this one, Fishing Buddy.
Oh my God, yeah, I saw that one.
The most serial killer-esque fucking thing ever, dude. Fishing Buddy. Anyone interested in going fishing tonight? Maybe fishing with benefits. 55-year-old male. Male or female would be okay. Looking for someone in Marion County, looking to go tonight. Very specific on the tonight. Very unspecific on who he fucking rapes and murders in the fucking.
Obviously taking him to the lake, so that's kind of sketchy. I mean, but hey, let's go out in the middle of nowhere. We've never met. And
are they going to the lake though? That's the
male or female.
Male or female. Yeah, fuck, I don't care.
Don't give a fuck.
Oh man,
it's great, man. I've never really looked at this. So this is
a while.
Some of these are kind of ridiculous, man. Like, I don't know. Some of these are just so off the wall.
Well, I mean, how do they expect to actually hook up? Is it just like a crazy pipe dream that they're putting that out there? I mean, like this one. We've got women at Quick Trip, 55th and Broadway. I was getting gas and glanced at the woman in front of me getting gas and looked to be in her 40s, was looking at me. When she seen me look at her, she smiled. That's great English there. She put the pump up and walked around her car and got in. Right before she got in, I seen her look at me one more time with her big, beautiful smile. I wanted to run up to her car and talk to her before she pulled out, but just could not do it. JEST could not do it. If you see this post, I would like to chat. Please message me.
Not a shot in hell, buddy.
See, I got friends that act like this. Like, Oh, she looked at me. She's into me. But they don't have the balls to go fucking talk to them. So this is what that's for, I suppose.
I don't know though, man. Like, you talking about friends? Like, here's one from a girl. The hot guy who bought my paintbrush from South Seneca.
Yeah, I just saw that one.
7:15, 7:45 p.m. Harbor Freight. Guy who bought my paintbrush. I turned the corner and there you were. Oh my goodness! I was talking to my friend about staining my bed and needing a paintbrush. I had to run out to my car and grab cash. I came back in and stood behind you, but I couldn't stop looking at you and smiling. Goes on to talk about how sexy this guy is and shit. And then it's probably a long shot. I probably so missed my chance, but for some reason, if you see this, please contact me. So, I mean, there's actual connections being missed here because people are too fucking chicken shit to talk to who they want.
I think that's why we're here to fill that gap. We're putting it out there, putting it on the airwaves, and people are going to connect because of ICT radio.
I hope so. Some of these have phone numbers and shit. That's the scary part.
I swear to God, if this actually works and somebody hooks up because of this shit on here, we will officiate your fucking wedding.
Hey, I have a guy.
Right?
I will get a license and officiate.
No, Seth has a license.
Yeah, the Rev. Fuck, how to forget about him.
Haley does as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So we got double reverends around here.
We should all just be reverends.
I know, right?
Start a band called the Reverends.
Band of Reverends.
That's never been done before.
Probably not. Probably has.
I see one down on there. I'm not going to read it just because I'm afraid of what it says.
What?
South Haven Missed Connection.
It's not that. I read that one. It's not bad.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying in South Haven.
Let's go ahead. Let's hook up our friends in South Haven.
You didn't miss
I was just looking for here. I'm serious. I read that one.
You've been to South Haven. Yeah, you ain't missed much.
Well, I mean, you could blink your eye and be right there.
Okay, all right. I think I remember. So, yeah, back in town looking for old friends I went to school with in rural Sumner County. Not sure if people still even look at Craigslist anymore, but hoping this works to reconnect with old buddies. There must be some still in the area or close by.
Yeah, it was harmless. He just tried to find his homies.
I don't know. Like I said, I've been to South Haven, and that worries me. If you can't find them, like South Haven, you just got to yell, like.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey.
So.
What?
You know, we talk about how vague this is. You know, this whole misconnections thing. Here's one. I liked your pink sleeveless shirt at the park.
Uh-oh.
Derrick.
This must have been Derrick with his sleeveless shirts.
See, there's fucking people that are into fucking sleeveless.
You were walking around Chisholm Creek Park around 9 a.m. I should have talked to you because I think you are a very beautiful, blonde, mature woman. But I didn't want to bother you. All I did was give you a compliment on your shirt. You should send me an email and see where it goes.
A fucking compliment on your fucking sleeveless shirt. That's a recipe for fucking love connection, dude. Like, what's up, baby? Love you.
Oh, here's one.
Cut off.
Have you seen this one? Redhead at Patricia's, 37th and Rock.
Oh, God.
I've come into your store a few times, and you're always very sweet to me. I want to know you. I want to know you have the prettiest eyes I've ever seen. I joked with you the last time I was there about vacuum mouth thing. I would love to get to know you if interested.
Fuck, now I'm curious. Where was this at again?
Patricia's at 37th and Rock.
The fuck is vacuum mouth?
Isn't that the old precision?
What is that? What is a vacuum mouth there? It's like
it's some sort of, you know.
Somebody Google vacuum mouth thing.
I don't want to. I don't think.
Sex shop.
Right. I mean, use your imagination.
No,
you know what it is.
Here's an awesome one. Asian girl. Get a hold of your daddy. I miss you. What the fuck? I mean, is that just going to hit home for somebody? I don't know.
Like, oh, I've been looking for this message.
Right? Very possible.
Oh, my God. Lost friend. Wichita, Kansas. You had you had on some black spandex and high heel pumps, and I asked you, "Can I spoil and worship you, beautiful heart? You gave me your number and I lost it. Please hit me up ASAP." So, vaguely, if you can remember this, hit this guy up. He's been looking for you.
Man, I don't know. I wish we could see like these misconnections in person, like when they happen.
Oh my God.
Maybe we should reach out to some of these people and find out what they're thinking.
Right. We just featured you in our newest segment.
We want to get your take on your side.
Oh,
Yeah, a little word of the wise.
oh my God.
Don't Google vacuum sex toy.
No. Here's one. Chick-fil-A, Maple and Ridge.
Oh God, I go to that
see you
Chick-fil-A
there a lot when I come in. Today I commented on your eyebrows. You made the comment that you wouldn't mind if I worked there. I then told you I would get in trouble working there. I've always thought you were cool and would love to talk to you away from there. It's a long shot that you will see this, but if you do, will you immediately know who I am? Let's talk. I commented on your eyebrows.
That's funny. Good Lord. Man, I cannot fucking.
Sandra, just looking for my friend. Found you on Plenty of Fish a while back. 7th Street.
Oh, is that what it is? POF?
Yeah.
I was like, found you again on POF a while back.
Yeah, you've been married for 100 years, man. You don't know what,
Right, yeah.
you don't know what POF is.
No, I don't.
I think Derek's banned from there, I think.
I am. God, I don't know if I should tell this story on here or not.
Oh, please. Do tell.
It was me. I wasn't even drunk. I was just being funny. God damn it, I don't know if it's kind of sexist. I don't know about sexist, misogynistic for sure. It was all in good fun, I thought. Anyway, cruising through Plenty of Fish, and there happens to be some chick on there. She had like pink hair, and she was like pretty good looking, right? But she had pink hair, and so I sent her a message and asked her if the carpet matches the drapes, and
Oh my God.
got banned. Like I was trying all sorts of fucking pickup lines on there and shit. I'm pretty sure that's the one that got me though. Like, I put the STD in stud. All I need is you.
Oh my
Jesus.
And then the stupid shit
Did
like
any of
that.
these ever work for you?
Actually, one did, but she was a train wreck of a woman that I don't even know. That was 6 years ago, and I still wouldn't. Yeah, that was when I wasn't real picky at all.
Interesting.
Still wouldn't. Yeah,
Kind of like that Wheeler Walker Jr. song.
yeah. It was, but anyway, that's how I got banned on there. Got banned from some other sites too, but those stories are off air for sure.
Yes. I've been banned from some sites as well. We won't talk.
There's people on here that think I'm actually not that big of a jackass, so I'll leave it at that for now.
Well, I think this has been a good session of misconnections. We're gonna have plenty next week, probably.
Yeah,
It's pretty fun. So, but
I agree. I like going through those dudes. I just don't understand.
I mean, it's got to take a lot. Like, why don't you just take the leap, dude? What are they gonna tell you? No, and then you're gonna sit there checking your
Move
inbox, hoping they fucking.
Well, I would think it would make it. Wouldn't it make it awkward though? Like if it did, like it can't be any more awkward like talking to them than it would be with them going, "Hey, this is so and so for
I
misconnection."
think it's more awkward.
Lowered expectations.
Well, man, how would you want to would you want to tell your fucking grandkids you met?
We met
At a
on
gas
Craigslist.
Like, oh, my grandmother had beautiful eyes, and I'd seen her pumping gas, and I just had to go say hi to her. Or I met your grandma on fucking Craigslist.
I was too much of a pussy to approach her initially.
It's like I responded to a female for male and male DP action, and that's how I met your mother.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like
No.
I mean, I get it. I'm not great at fucking talking to chicks either, but
I don't think that's
Yeah,
how
but
your fan. I don't think
you
that's how your.
posted a Missed Connections on Craigslist?
that's a negative ghostwriter.
I kind of just want to start coming up with funny ass ones and posting them on there.
Well, maybe we reach out to some of these people and say, hey, can we help you out? I mean, maybe
Or just like, why don't you go to the fucking gas station and go talk to them?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can put you in contact with this person.
I don't know, but I think you might end up with some weirdos on there. Maybe that's a stigma. I don't know. Maybe they're not all fucking weird. I don't know.
I'd assume most of them are if they just can't go up and talk to somebody.
Well, that one guy seemed pretty lucid, like he had long ass message. He just fucking lonely.
Oh, the first one?
Drink and smoke with, yeah.
He wants to drink.
Listen to music. Hell,
You might call him, Derrick.
I'm gonna text him back Eric's number.
Don't do that.
Hey.
Do not. I don't want to have to get his number, man.
We're talking about you, Derrick.
Right.
Dude, you want to know something? You want to know something?
Sounds like
funny?
a good person.
Dude, there was some funny shit one time. Like somebody fucking posted. It was like put my mom's number on there and like Southwest Missouri or something like that. Said free chickens, and put her number on there on a Craigslist ad. Dude, my mom had fucking phone calls. She would get like fucking 25 phone calls a fucking day.
Really?
People trying to fucking get free chickens. And you can't take that fucking ad off of there. You can't take it back unless you're the one that posted it. So somebody was fucking with her, and or somebody just accidentally hit a 1 when they should have hit a 3 or something.
Interesting.
Fucking ruined my mom's world though for like a month and a half.
All times of the night.
Dude, if you sitting there, you just be sitting there like watching TV, your phone would go off. I don't have any fucking chickens. Hang up. I don't have any goddamn chickens. It's funny, yeah. So anyway, funny story about Craigslist.
Too bad we don't have a shitty old phone or something that we can set up with a Google number and sit here and wait for calls, make a weird post, and you are live on air.
Hey, you're live on.
I bet we could pull it off.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Could get interesting. I don't know. Stick around, people. But before we get anywhere else, we're going to talk about our awesome sponsors, Alpha Heating and Air.
Yeah.
Let's totally diffuse the situation here. Alpha Heating and Air. If you have a problem with your AC or heating unit, give them a call at 316-765-4492. They do LG and York units, and they service all makes and models. Give them a call today. I have one at my house. It's fucking awesome. Who is our second sponsor today, guys?
Top Shop Paint Repair. Go check them guys out if you need anything, hail damage, fiberglass repair on your boat, body work, anything you need. Window tinting.
I know all you fuckers out there need body work because I see wrecks every day in Wichita.
Hey. Why don't you be a little nicer to the listeners? You're never going to get.
Saying.
Never going to get people to go check them out if you call them fuckers.
Well, some of y'all can't drive, all right? Sorry.
It's true.
You got to see it every day going to work. It's a bloodbath out there, fellas.
Eric got to ride with me the other day, and he seen my road rage. It's like, that was bad. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Top Shop Paint Repair, go check them out. Go stop in and say hi, and definitely go like them on Facebook. Keep up with what they're doing. They're always showing off the projects they got. Anything you need, they could probably help you with body-wise. So
give them a call at 316-260-4022.
Yeah, it was pretty bad the other day. I was actually heading up Friday fucking turnpike, like, I don't know, it's just in between Hayesville and the casino somewhere. And it just slowed to a crawl. Like, I was happy. I was doing like 80, just flying, fast lane the whole fucking way. Get off the phone with Eric. I had to hit my brakes, and then it was like I was doing like fucking 10 miles an hour from there. Finally, I get off of Hayesville, get around, get on to fucking 135. And as soon as I get on there and start going, Eric's like, hey, dude, don't get on fucking what I remember, on Kellogg. Yeah, there's a fucking badass wreck in between me and the hillside. God damn it. Fuck, all right. So then I get on Lincoln. Fucking about got ran over by some asshole who can't. I don't understand. Like, the turning lane is not the fucking fast lane. Like, it's the, doesn't give you fucking permission to just scream past everybody like dickhead that he was. Fucking anyway, I about turned into him. Fucking smashed, and then fucking get another mile up, and they're just fucking like this dude pulled over with like 9 cops behind him.
Tell me it's a bloodbath.
We're heading down to Peck, and I'm on the turnpike, and it was just fucking these 2 dickheads on the turnpike got to be doing 55 miles an hour for some unknown reason, like right next to each other, so you can't fucking get around them.
It's always like that.
Dude, road rage. I mean, my blood is boiling just thinking about having like those 2 days in Wichita driving. I get it that sometimes it's bad, but usually I flip them off and keep going. This time it was just fucking like my finger. I was starting to cramp a little bit from.
You haven't flipped that many people off in that short amount of time, huh? Hey, now you know why I started the year out like a good 2 or 3 weeks every day flipping somebody off, because I was just like, man.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this on here before. God damn it, man!
I'm guaranteed to hit a wreck somewhere, either coming or going to work almost every day. Shitty.
Slow down, people.
Just drive.
Down.
Or speed up.
That's the thing, is fucking speed up. If you're hauling ass, I can respect that. Like, I'll get out of your way if you're hauling ass. I understand you got places to go. Obey stop signs and fucking stoplights and shit.
Yeah, if you're driving 45 on Kellogg like a jackass, get the fuck over. You're going to fucking make people wreck just because of your shitty driving abilities. So hopefully none of our listeners are one of those people.
If you are,
get over.
Please get over.
Thank you, Tim, for intervening on that one. I might have lost a listener or two. Oh, no. It was an interesting commute there and back. So, anyways, let's get on with the before I piss anybody off. The interview that Glen and Luke and even Tim was there for this one.
Yeah, this is a good one.
It was good. You know, I like this one because you never know what you're going to hear on here. Like, it's so we have this one, and then last week was Doug Adams, you know, and that was a good one. And then you had For the Birds the week before that, and that one was kind of a lay it all out there, like.
Well, I think that we're getting like all the unique perspectives of the music scene. You know, we're getting the band's perspective, we're getting the sound guy's perspective, we're getting the
venues,
venue owners,
promoters,
and the promoters,
producers,
and the record label.
Yeah,
you know,
producers and record label people.
Yeah, so
they're really the backbone of all of it. You know,
and I think that's what, you know, this whole thing's turning into is we're trying to get the whole pulse of Wichita, Kansas.
Well, I can tell you over the last few weeks, man, I can't even think of a bad interview that we've done. I think Glen does a very good job of asking the right questions, and he seemed like he was. I don't know if I could have done this one. I probably would have been just as drunk and.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. Glen will poke and prod, and then reel you right back in. He's a great interviewer. He really is.
Yeah.
We really appreciate him, and really appreciate Luke Wallace for what he does for us. So,
But I like what
those guys.
What I fucking learned from listening to all of these, dude, is man, everybody comes from a different background or a different this or that, you know, like Doug last week was talking about, he was a jock and an athlete and all this, and then fucking ended up, you know, doing sound and, you know, and then Kenny started running sound running a bar at 21, you know, and like Tony from For the Birds was, you know, fucking, they got into all sorts of drugs and shit like that, and it's just, but it all comes back around to the same scene and the same
moment in time.
Yeah, like, and no, I thought there was some really good insight in this interview with well, we might as well just say it, with Kenny and Jason Catlett, Kenny Ballinger, runs the Elbow Room, and Barleycorns, and then Jason Catlett from Parallax and Magnitude Creative and all over the place. But
Fine Swine Records.
Fine Swine Records. Yeah, they actually own that together. So
right.
No, I mean, without me rambling on too much, because I'm starting to get there. There was just a lot of good insight in there, and I know it sounded like it was a pretty rowdy, fun time, good time. But if you listen in there, man, Kenny gives a lot of good advice to up and coming musicians, and Catlett too. I mean, just the way they came up and did their thing, and where they're at now is about inspirational, man. It really is. You just grind and don't change and do all that. But I guess we'll let them tell the story.
Derek, we're gonna go out on a song for the break.
Yeah, which one are we gonna play?
I think we're gonna play Rise by the Gravity Waves.
Oh, it's a great song.
Right on, man. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
See my world come crashing down. Eerie glow of flames around. Now entombed by sheer rock face, no hope.
Thirsty Thursday Spotlight, featuring interviews from top Wichita acts and artists, recorded live from beautiful Red Cat Recording in Peck, Kansas. Listen up, you knuckleheads. Here's your host, Glen Shipman.
Another happy Thursday to you. We're down here live again at Red Cat Recording in beautiful Peck, Kansas. The redheaded wizard Luke's behind the console. How you doing, Luke?
Hey, Glenn, I'm doing okay. Here we are again.
We also-
really Thursday?
It is Thursday.
It is
It's Thursday in
Wednesday.
Radio Land.
Who's counting?
Who's counting? We also have the general manager from ICT-radio.com, Tim. How are you doing, Tim?
Hello, how you
Sweet
doing?
Polly Pine. Sweet Polly
Yeah.
Pine in the house.
Oh,
He came down to make sure that we're doing our jobs. I think Luke is just like, all right, these guys
I
are.
know,
to
he's
make
been,
sure I was
he's been
doing
listening to
good.
this stuff that we're doing. He was like, I better make an appearance down here.
They've been unleashed long enough. I need to go down and manage this shit.
I don't
So-
blame him. I'm surprised it took him 9 episodes.
Well, we do want to
down
give
here.
a special shout out to our very first Patreon supporter. Her name is Jennifer B. Thank you so much, Jennifer. She's going to get a free T-shirt. Special shout out on the podcast, by the way, and she's going to get exclusive content every week. There's going to be some good outtakes, and this week's going to have some great outtakes. I can already tell you. So.
We've already got a couple.
Hey, send it to the other room. I'll give her a free Fine Swine shirt, too.
Hey, all
there
right.
you go.
How about that? Fine swine shirt.
It was made by you, Glenn.
That's right.
Thank
We're all
you,
supporting
Jennifer.
each other. We're all
So you guys
supporting each other.
are hearing him, but here's Kenny Ballinger, the owner of Fine Swine Productions, the owner of the Barley Corns, the owner of the Elbow Room, dad to Harlan, husband to
That's the best title
Derrick,
right there,
yeah.
down to Harlan. Like, yep, but that's where we are.
And we also have Jason Catlett, who's the owner of Magnitude Records, or excuse me,
Magnitude Creative.
Creative. Yeah, he's changed it from studios to creative because you're also doing
Well,
design.
I
and
think I started out with design, and then it went on to studios, and then we just figured we'd do creative.
creative, yeah, because you do it
Kind of
all.
lump all sorts of stuff
You
into
do
it.
recording, you do graphic design, album design, T-shirt design,
Live sound.
live sound, all kinds of
I
stuff.
get my hands dirty.
AKA bad motherfucker.
That's right. And you guys have your own company together called Fine Swine Records.
Yes,
So
that
ma-
is something that, well, obviously something Kenny started as far as the Fine Swine name, and then we basically talked about starting some kind of label for how many years? Good 10 years,
A
probably.
lot.
Yeah.
So how did you two meet?
Continent of Ash, and this guy being a bad guitar player. I'm a
He
sucker.
is a killer guitar
I'm a
player.
sucker for good guitar players.
He's a killer guitar player.
Actually, it's. I remember specifically the first time I worked with Kenny. We had booked a show at the Lizard Lounge, and I think it was shortly after you and your mom had taken over the establishment, and you booked us, and we didn't know who the hell Kenny was.
Yeah.
And right before we went on stage, we didn't get to play because they didn't have a liquor license.
Oh,
No,
Somebody
that wasn't it.
Yeah, no,
The
somebody-
ABC walked in.
Oh yeah. Okay. So anyways, whatever happened.
That wasn't the first time we worked
No,
together.
no, it was the first time that
No
we were booked
way.
there. Yeah,
We
no,
worked
listen.
together way
Here's
before
the
that.
story. Here's the story. This
Here
is
we
the
go.
story for
I
real.
remember that night.
We booked the show. We didn't get to play, and we're just like, oh, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this Kenny guy? What the fuck? What a fucking asshole. Blah, 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 blah. And so we leave.
I see that a lot
And
on
then we
Facebook.
ended up at the same bar together later that night. And I won't say what bar, but you got me a job at that bar. And then basically me and Kenny became really good friends. And
so it worked out.
we never had any other mishaps of not being able to
So,
play.
so
That was the one time the ABC
The one time, yeah, exactly.
ever in 15 years now, 14 and a half or whatever. ABC
Oh, yeah.
walked in and
yeah, it was
said,
a long time ago.
we are shutting this shit down. And I got on the microphone. I said, everybody, please finish your drinks and then head towards the door. And the cop was like, no, don't let them finish their drinks. They have to leave now. It was like, shit, sorry.
So Kenny, we're talking about the Lizards Lounge. Is that where you got your start in booking live music?
Yes.
And
2005, May 2005.
so how did that all come about?
I whined and cried to my mom that I didn't like my job as a strip club DJ. And I said, let me open up a bar. And she said, okay, we're opening up the Lizard Lounge. And I said, okay, I'll do it.
That's pretty much.
And then you immediately started booking bands, or was she booking bands first, or did she
Nah,
kind of show you the ropes?
I
or?
didn't know nothing about booking bands. We just opened it up, and I was looking at it like a bar, like trying to be like a businessman bar type thing. And the band thing was like not even at the forefront of my mind. It was like something that we do, but it's like it wasn't number one.
Right.
And when she finally actually let me start doing it instead of teaching me how to do it, I really, 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 really liked it.
So take me through the process of what it was like booking the first band in the Lizards. Do you remember who it was?
The first band I ever booked at the Lizard Lounge was Surface, Charlie Roberts.
Okay.
Bad mofo. I went to see him at Club Rodeo. I think it was called something else, but they were doing a battle of the bands, and they actually won. Surface actually won the battle of the bands, but I was there just to scope
bands.
Yeah. And they won the battle of bands, and that was the first band that I actually booked. Surface.
And then from that point on, you just decided that
I love it.
So what was your first show like? Did people respond to having music on the east side?
Well, we was doing this thing at the Lizard Lounge, right? We was opening up, and Surface was the first band I ever booked. And actually, this is no joke. We did free booze.
No wonder the ABC shut you down, Jason.
Yeah, we probably played the night after or something.
The loophole is that it wasn't actually free. My grandmother bought all the booze.
Oh, I see.
So it all went on to her tab, but it was free. We served everybody for free all night long.
So it was packed?
Oh, my God, it was packed.
Man.
What'd that bill come to?
Yeah, no kidding.
I can't tell you. My grandmother took it
pending.
to her grave. Yeah.
It's still pending.
God bless her soul. She's a beautiful woman.
So from there, you ran the Lizards Lounge booking music for how long?
Until 2016. From 2005 till 2016. November of 2016 was when I got the call that they're going to close the Lizard Lounge. It wasn't my bar anymore. I was just booking there. And so I booked there until November of 2016.
And is that about the time that you opened the Elbow Room, or was that already starting?
I started the Elbow Room like 2 years before that.
So how did that come about? Because I was pretty interested to see that location open up. You know, it was kind of not...
It wasn't my idea. I'll tell you that.
Whose idea was it?
It was my mom's, and she was opening up a burlesque bar. She wanted to open up a burlesque bar, and I had to talk some sense to her. I said, Wichita, Kansas is too small to have a bar specific for one. So, so that's where we went with it. I said, you're not going to make it booking burlesque in here. Like, you're just going to be a Southside strip club pretty much. And I wasn't going to let that happen.
And then so you decided that you were going to make it into strictly a music venue, because it hasn't ever really been just a bar.
Yeah, all I do is music, so that's what I'm doing.
And I think for our listeners, the difference between one of Kenny's venues and an actual bar is that place isn't open unless there's music playing.
Yeah, neither Barleycorns either.
So, Jason, how many times have you played at Lizard's Lounge with Kenny, you think?
Jeez. Who knows?
Dozens of times, probably.
Yeah, dozens of times.
So were you pretty excited to see him open Elbow Room and start booking music in there as well?
Actually, I was working at Elbow Room before he ever came in and took over. I was working for his mom doing live sound. That was my weird entry into live sound and all of that stuff was, I had done a little bit of recording at home at that point, and his mom needed a sound man. And I'm like, it's the same thing as recording. I can do this shit.
Except different.
Yeah. Except way different. Totally not like recording at all. That's pretty much where I cut my teeth, was there. And then I think at some point I was just like, Kenny, you need to come in and book. You need to take this bar.
Get some
over.
music going in here.
We need to do this, because we were trying. He was real concentrated on the Lizard Lounge at that point, and we were getting. I just remember the first couple of shows were a real huge mess, and I don't know if that was necessarily because of me or just the way that it was being handled and booked and stuff like that. And I just remember begging Kenny, dude,
to come in.
Come on, let's do this. You should come book. And then,
so, have you ever had a straight job, Kenny?
Yeah, I worked for Harley Davidson.
Doing what?
I'm not gonna say.
he was one of their calendar models, I think.
Yeah. I modeled, and when I still work for Harley Davidson, and I DJ for their events every once in a while.
Yeah, I know. I know you do some DJ events.
My job title wasn't always that cool.
So you've got the elbow room now, and we're just kind of going back in history. You've got the elbow room, and then all of a sudden, your wife comes to you and says, "Hey, bud, we're pregnant."
Best day of my life.
I can imagine. And then maybe 3 days later, you're signing the papers for
Best day
Barleycorns.
of my life.
So, take me through your thought process of going through newlywed, pretty much. You're getting ready to have a baby, and now you're getting ready to take on another live music venue in Wichita. You know, what was going through your head at that point?
I got to ask you a question before I answer this question. What's going through your head asking me that question?
I just want to know the inside of Kenny Ballinger because
you're holding no punches.
Yeah, I don't, man. I think we're friends, so I think
know
I
we
can
are
answer.
friends. People need to hear this, and I'm an honest motherfucker.
That's right.
Can I say that on Red Cat Radio?
Yeah, we can.
Dash.com.
Dash.com.
So,
just seems like a lot to be taken on at once, but I think you're probably opportunistic.
Yeah, but the only thing that was going through my head is feeding my family.
Sure.
And I knew it was a great opportunity, and I knew it wasn't an opportunity that was going to come back around, and it didn't matter if I just had a kid.
Yeah.
I was only going to get that was only on the table this time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I could, I'm sorry, I just had a kid. I need to come back around and make you an offer a year from now.
Yeah, I think it's stellar that you mentioned that, because that's exactly how life is. Sometimes you just have to grab it and take it, and so one of the things that we heard in the buzz when you took over Barleycorns is, oh great, it's going to be metal all the time. And I don't know why you get this metal reputation.
You actually know me.
I do. I don't get it, and I think that's one of the reasons that I want to bring it up is
it's my tattoos and beard.
It has to be visual, because
Jesse Grant told me that the other day, because I had the same conversation with him the other day. I'm like, we was talking about why can I book 20 country bands in a row and Wichita still thinks I'm a metal guy.
It's the early years, man.
Your
early years, it was metal.
It was all metal.
It was all
well, that was
metal.
venue specific, though.
I was 21.
It kind of was venue specific, but that venue even Kenny got those venues to go, an alternate route. Other than
our band played at Lizard's Lounge,
right?
My previous band, which was 7 guitars of country, so
51 Second Street Custard Band.
Yeah, it's pretty close. But it was definitely not metal,
right?
And Kenny gave us our first opportunity out at the Lizard's Lounge, and we played there a couple times after that as Tequila Ridge. But and that's kind of why I bring the question up, is that and it wasn't even a question; it was just a statement, but. I think everybody was kind of fearing that this institution in Wichita, Barleycorns, was going to become a metal venue, and I think you've proven them wrong pretty quickly.
I'm still making it a metal venue. I'm still metal. Metal is in my soul, and I'm going to turn the whole town into a metal venue.
See, and I would go the opposite. I think you're more of a.
No, I'm just kidding.
Grassy kind of Americana.
I just like real music, man, made with real instruments.
And that's something that I do appreciate about you. And I had this question in queue because I think, we see a lot of bands come through Wichita that are maybe hype or maybe, a lot of great promotions. But one thing that I do like about you and Justin at Barleycorns is that you guys put talent over hype sometimes. And so take me through a little bit of your process when you're pulling up an email from a band you've never heard of, from a city that you don't know, to come in and play one of your 2 venues. What's the selection process like for you?
I don't have a process. I go straight to fucking Facebook and I say, I got 13 friends that like this Facebook page of this band, and then I listen to them. If I like them, I'm booking them anyway.
Yeah, that's my question. Is that you'll probably give somebody a shot if they have good music and hope that you can create a little seed in Wichita for the next time they come through.
Sure. That I look at the long game. I was just telling Catlett all the way over here. I play the long game. The long game. My game is the long game.
Yeah. What's that mean for a band like yours, Jason? I know Parallax is pretty established, but they weren't at one point. What does it mean to have venue owners in Wichita like Kenny that kind of see potential in a band, but maybe not results yet?
Could you repeat the question?
No, I'm just kidding. Get your hammer ready. Might get your hammer ready. Here it comes.
I'm totally just kidding.
Jason Catlett has always delivered results. I'll just say that.
I'm just saying every band starts out somewhere, and if Kenny was in the beginning of your starting,
right,
you probably he probably saw a vision of you guys being extremely good, but maybe not had the fan base yet. What's it like having a venue owner like that puts a little faith in it?
Well, it's great, man. Kenny's always been a huge supporter of practically anything that I've done since we've met. When we met, I was doing the Continent of Ash thing, and we were kind of in the middle of our like touring and opening up for big ass acts like Marilyn Manson and Slipknot and stuff like that. So we were kind of, that particular band was kind of already established when I had met Kenny, but Kenny just like, if he got a really rad show on, he would throw us on, because he knew that
you were going to deliver.
He believed in what we were doing, which is super cool for anybody.
They gave me a boner.
A metal boner.
Might want to warn our audience right now that Kenny brought in some 100-year-old tequila that he and I are sharing. So,
yeah, that's what's really going on here. 100-year-old.
Jason's staying straight, but. One of the things that I like about Parallax, man, is your guys' sound is so clean. And it's so precise.
Thank you.
And I think that happens from you. How did Parallax start?
Actually, I won't go into the whole long history, but it went from Continent of Ash to Parallax. Basically, the first Parallax album was actually supposed to be the new Continent of Ash EP.
Right.
And then there was some things going on, and
that was about 2011, 2012?
No. Well, yeah.
Man, I do my homework.
No, man. No, I'm trying to think. Actually, we changed our name to Parallax in 2014. So from 2004 to 2014, we were under Continent of Ash.
I see.
There was just some issues with the band name between me and an ex-member of the band, which is, since then been resolved, but we just decided it was going to be easier to change the name. So we went to Parallax, and ever since we went to Parallax,
back in the day, I started to cut you off, Jason. I won't let you finish.
Did.
But back in the day, I was super green, and I used to I still get really drunk, but I used to too. And I used to get on stage, and I used to, introduce every single band.
Man, why did you stop that? That's awesome.
He did.
One time I was like, I barely knew Catlett. I barely knew any of these bands, right? All I knew is this bar. And I got up there one time, and I was like, welcome, everybody, to the best band from Wichita, the best metal band from Wichita, Kansas.
You know what you need, man? Is you need one of those microphones that comes down from the ceiling. Like they have a Madison Square Garden.
Like when
at the elbow room tonight.
What's his name? Once his name had that microphone drop from his ceiling, he did all the boxing matches. Ooh, let's get ready to rumble.
Michael, what's his name? Michael something. Yeah. You need to pick that up.
I'm mandating
that right now.
But that's one of my favorite memories with Catlett. Actually, is him reminding me that I got on stage, drunkenly told everybody that Continent of Ash was my favorite Wichita metal band.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times. I've introduced one of your guys' signees, Yellow King, as Yellow Fish in front of a...
Oh, shit.
Oh, you did that? You're fired.
Yeah, it was...
Can I take my tequila back?
It was pretty good.
Stop drinking my tequila.
Yellow Fish. That's amazing.
So,
Catlett, keep going with that story that we lost on it.
I think you pretty well finished it.
Yeah.
You told us how Parallax started.
I really fucking admire. And back then in Continent of Ash, they had two guitar players, but Catlett has always been my favorite guitar player in Wichita. And I'm very blessed.
Thanks, man.
I'm very blessed to call him my friend, and lucky to call him my partner too.
Yeah, and we're going to get into a little bit of the Fine Swine records here in just a second because I want to we talked to Yellow King about 3 or 4 weeks ago, or as I like to call them, Yellow Fish. We talked to those guys, and they were, of course, complimentary of both of you guys, but kind of to the vest when it came to details about what you guys had in store for them.
Only
So
I
we're
got
gonna-
those. I'm the only one with details.
We're gonna
Everybody
get it-
else has a cease and desist order on their voices when it comes to details.
How was their opening show there at
Great.
and then I saw they played at Barleycorns again.
That
this
was
weekend.
great too.
Yeah.
So you guys have hitched yourself to a pretty good band then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, we've been watching those guys grow since they hit the scene. I mean, I'm sure Luke even knows. Like, you've worked with them in their earlier years, and like where they're at now compared to then is like,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a whole nother galaxy, and they're just an amazing group of guys.
So
that,
what you don't
And
have
girl.
to get into and girl the keytar
yeah.
what
Did you just call her a keytard?
a guitar player.
I was just fucking with you. But I want to say, though, that the whole Fine Swine thing started because I heard Catlett doing for his band out of his own basement. And I said, Jason Catlett, we could do this for other bands.
Right.
And that's where we're at. I mean,
So what does a record deal involve from Fine Swine
we
Productions?
don't know.
You guys had to have some kind of agreement with the Yellow King. I mean, you had to say,
there
"This is what we're
definitely
gonna
is.
do,"
I mean,
so-
there's specifics to it. Basically, we were here to help them make the album that they really wanted to make. You know, we
put them on a time
we
frame.
put them in the studio. I think it took about 7 months from start to finish, from the time that we signed them to when we actually finished the album, which they hadn't even wrote all of the album yet.
Right.
So there was like some writing and then a lot of production and stuff like that.
And that's just
But
the beginning, though. The album is just the beginning.
the
You
album
guys
is
are
just
helping.
the beginning, and then we help them out with distribution and we do runs of T-shirts. And
We're
stuff
here
like that
now.
for 'em.
Now it's all on
We're
me.
small. We're not huge, but
Sure.
we're definitely
But you guys are learning as well. What it's
Right.
going to take.
That right there is the whole idea. We didn't know what we could do for them. We still don't know what we can do for them. We're just watching it evolve, just like they are.
Sure.
And we're not trying to bite off more.
And
than
probably
we-
a perfect band to do that with because those guys are open-minded and
they're hungry too. And,
yeah, absolutely.
and you can see it in their makeup and their stage performance too. That they want more for
They're
themselves.
serious about what they do. They're they're definitely serious about making it to the next level, whatever that level is.
Jason and I both agreed that we wanted to sign them for the first act that we signed.
So do you guys have some, and we don't have to name names, but have you guys been looking at some other bands that you're thinking about bringing on once you get a little bit more wet on the feet of this record company?
Sooner than later.
Yeah, the whole thing right now is not trying to go too fast.
Correct. Yeah, I think that's the best idea.
Because we could sign bands, sign bands left and right, but we don't have them. We're still figuring out how we're gonna pay for Yellow King shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I gonna go sign somebody else and I'm still figuring out what I'm gonna do with these guys?
Right.
That's the bottom line. And I have friends that had recording record
Contracts.
labels, not even contracts with regulars. They had record labels, and I don't know for a fact because I never asked them, but I'm for sure that trying to go too fast is the key to failing.
I think that's in any business. You see some of these mom and pop restaurants even around town that they open up their second location and it's nothing like the first because they didn't take what worked from the first to the second, and then all of a sudden both businesses are out of business. I think that's a wise and vigilant move to get the steps right at the beginning, so that when you have 100 bands, you have a process in place that works. It may not work for 100 bands. It may only work for 98 bands.
And a revenue to fucking pay for merchandise.
Yeah,
for
that liquidity
100
and revenue. That's why Quick Trip's so popular. Their store at 13th and Oliver may not make as much profit this month as the one at 31st and Meridian, but all 30
It
of
all
them in
comes
town comes together, and they, so that's a great business plan.
Was that a key that we're going too long?
No,
Did
no,
I say too many cuss words?
I was
he was
just agreeing. I
agreeing.
was agreeing with Glenn.
So, what
Too many cuss words. Get out.
talking about revenue? I think one of the things that's
hard.
I think one of the things that's not necessarily unique, but maybe more rare in Wichita than I'd like to see it is both Barleycorns and Elbow Room 99.9% of the time charge a cover charge. There are a lot of places in town that have live music as kind of entertainment, but they never charge a cover charge. What do you think the cover charge does for your two bars, and what do you think it does for Wichita?
Basic economics. If bands want to get paid, they have to charge people to see their live performance. Bands can complain on Facebook all day long that they don't make. Musicians can complain on Facebook all day long that they ain't making no money, but they ain't setting no standards either.
Right.
If your performance is worth getting paid to see, do not condition people to seeing it for free, because they're not gonna come. They're not gonna come and pay $5 to see it when they saw it for free last weekend.
So how do you coach a band up? Like, well, let's just say ours, because 80% of the places that we play, they don't charge a cover charge, and we can't go to the owner and say, hey,
It's a tough
we
question.
won't pay here
It's a tough
unless
question
you charge
for
a
me.
cover charge.
It's a tough question for me because I don't ever want to tell anybody else how to do their thing.
Sure.
And I have insights, and I've seen people be successful regardless of what I said.
Well,
But
I think that it is a leveling agent that
Definitely. If you want to make more money playing music, you stop letting bar owners give your live product away for free.
right, and because you're the only one that profits off that initially.
Not to mention, it's impossible to pay like a 4-band bill off of a $5 cover, so bands should be charging more to get in.
Right?
Too.
Yeah, it's
I mean, like, what, 30 years ago when I started playing in Wichita, the cover charge was $5. Get in the door.
Now it's 30 years ago.
Yeah, inflation, should be a real
We were
thing when it comes to
behind the
musicians.
times.
Yeah.
We are behind the times.
I mean,
Well,
like
that's-
Parallax shows. Anytime that we do Parallax shows, always a $10 cover.
Now.
always.
Now.
Yeah, now over the past couple of years for sure.
but that's a slow train to
You
get
work
on
up to that.
Yeah, you have to
work your
up to
fans
it.
up to that.
Wichita's behind the times, though. Like, that shit's been going on in Vegas and California and New York City. They've been paying $10 for local shows out there for 20 years now.
Right.
Right.
So speaking of Vegas and New York, let's go a little bit smaller market. How do you think we compare to markets that are in the same population centers as we are? Tulsa's a little bit bigger, but Tulsa, for example, how do our bars that provide live music compare to the Tulsa music scene? Or Springfield, which is a little bit smaller, or let's go, some of the venues in Colorado, like Colorado Springs, and
I don't know, because I love Wichita.
I know you do, but you've been in other venues, and I know you've traveled
I go
around
there to take notes.
You do, because
I would say, though, any kind of the struggles that Wichita live music venues have, or the live music scene has in Wichita, those same struggles exist in the bigger markets too.
Everywhere.
It's not a Wichita versus them things. It's just a thing,
Well, let's ask you, Jason, because I know you've been on the road touring with your bands in the past, and
Yep.
what's it like playing in Wichita? I know that Wichita's your home base, so it's always going to have a little bit of specialness.
Yeah.
But let's say compare it to Tulsa or Springfield or Colorado Springs or
I haven't been out of town in a while, but I mean, it's basically the same everywhere you go. If the promoter and the venue don't promote, nobody's coming to your shows. You know what I mean? If they do a
Sure.
good job promoting, everybody will show up, even if they don't know who you are.
If your
That's kinda-
band
it's how it
doesn't
is in Wichita.
draw, your band doesn't draw.
Right.
A promoter in a club can promote until they're blue in the face, but if your band doesn't draw, your band doesn't draw.
So how does that work, Kenny? If you have a band that has never been in an area before,
I like them, so I book them anyway.
Yeah, right, but we're talking about other venue owners that maybe they don't have the foresight that you do. How does a band overcome that hurdle of having a draw without ever playing in that city before?
Make good music.
Well, and network with other bands.
I think
That's
I think
the most
where I was
important. That's the
going
most
exactly.
important thing for sure. Is like
Yeah,
if you want to break into a new market, venue owners and promoters aren't necessarily where you should go to first. You should be like, surfing the internet, trying to find out who's doing what in the town.
I don't think you have to
network
surf the internet with Kenny and Justin in town. I think because they have so many bands that come through both Barleycorns and the Elbow Room that all they have to do is be available to open some of those shows. Like, for example, Tejar's Street Corner Thieves. We got to
love
play
those
with
dudes.
They're going to go places, and we have a contact with them now because we played with them. Or Eric Tesmer, or some of these bands.
I love that dude too. Can I stop and say I saw Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Buddy Guy at the Cotillion last night, and Eric Tesmer plays guitar just as good as both of those dudes, and they were phenomenal.
They are phenomenal.
And Eric Tesmer is phenomenal. He'll be at Barleycorns this Saturday.
Friday.
Thank you guys for keeping me on track. Eric Tesmer at Barleycorns, August 30th, this Friday.
$7. You can get
that
your
guy
tickets.
is fucking bad ass.
We've had the privilege because of Kenny to play with him twice now that he's been through town, and this will be our
Tequila
third
Ridge
time.
is opening.
Yeah,
I'm running sound.
He is really
Jason's
good.
running sound.
But back to our question, or back to our statement, I guess, is that I think you're right, Jason. You have to hit yourself and network yourself with bands, and it's a great opportunity to do that with Kenny and Justin at Barleycorns in the Elbow Room.
Can I expand on what he was saying a little bit?
Absolutely.
So I get offers all the time. This guy knows because I show them to him. I'm like, man, these bands would benefit a lot more. They actually might get the shows that they're trying to get if they networked with local bands.
Right.
Instead, they go straight to me, and then I'm like, it's a local band, or it's not even a local band. It's a touring band that has 300 likes on Facebook. And
From their town.
I don't have the time to sit here and find bands that they're compatible with. Right. So if they did that on their own and network with locals, they would get their show.
Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that in Wichita right now, though? That I think that I can say that I am seeing that we have bands now that kind of already put their bill together before they even come to you and say, "Hey, here's the."
They're smart. They're ahead of the game.
Yeah, and what's it take to get into one of your bars as a local band here in Wichita? I say bars, but venue, because it really is.
Your music
it's not a
has
bar.
to be good. Second off, it doesn't take anything. I mean, it just show me some promotion. Show me some fucking street. Show me some fucking. I said the F-bomb a lot, and Jason just left and threw me
Man,
off.
he walked out.
He walked
Walked
out.
all the interview.
I
It was
don't
the
blame
middle
him.
of it.
I'm gonna go join him.
I'm just saying, what I want is if you're local, I don't even have to like your music. We're a local team. I'm a local person. I want people from Wichita to succeed.
Yeah.
And I'm from Wichita. So if we all succeed together, you feel me?
Exactly. I think that's exactly where I was going with that, because, I think a lot of bands look at these other bands as competitive bands, and it's not. The more people that go out and see Jason Catlett's band and get familiar with live music venues in Wichita, the more people that are going to come see my band, which is completely the opposite, because people like music.
I'm such a friend with Jason Catlett and a colleague because I saw it so many years ago when I was green and I didn't know what I was doing. And I saw him work his ass off to promote his band and his music. And that's how it should be. Yeah. And he has set an example for me, even as a promoter.
Right.
Of some of the bottom line basic stuff I should do to get the word out about a show. If the band is putting in that much effort, the venue should be too.
Doing as much, yeah. Exactly. And I think that's something that's special about both Elbow Room and Barleycorns is that, the minute it's booked, it's on Facebook and it's being pushed, and you're paying for promotions, and the least the bands can do is get some flyers made and tell their friends about it. Geez.
Or at least contact Magnitude Creative to get their flyers made.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something. Even make your own flyers. I'll share them too. I don't care. As long as they're there.
Yeah.
As long as it's real.
Well, Jason stepped out for just a second. I think it's a good time for Eric and Derrick to play some music right here. So we're going to give it up to Eric and Derrick from ICT-radio.com. Take a little break, and when we come back, we'll have Jason and Kenny back with us.
Dash.com.
That's what you've done to me. If you spit in my face and smack me in the mouth and throw me in solitary confinement for nothing, what do you think's gonna happen when I get out of here? Guilty. I wouldn't do anything that I felt guilty about.
You don't feel guilty at all?
There's no need to feel guilty. I haven't done anything I'm ashamed of. Maybe I haven't done enough. I might be ashamed of that, for not doing enough, for not giving enough, for not being more perceptive, for not being aware enough, for not understanding.
Question
Well, that was Parallax. Jason, what song was that? What was the name of that?
You can put a Ferrari logo on a Pinto, but it's still a Pinto.
I think I saw the video. Kenny was in that, wasn't he?
Kenny was definitely in the video.
It was not me.
He was the antagonist.
He was the antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rough guy.
Who ended up partying with us all at the end anyways.
The one thing that struck me about that video, man, is when your drummer stepped in the dog shit, man. Oh my god.
Oh, that was the
That wasn't the video.
that was
a different
that was
video,
the
sorry.
preview for the
that was
for the vinyl release.
Vinyl release, yeah.
That came
man.
afterwards. There's still more to this story, too.
Yeah, it's going to continue.
Oh, you wouldn't have paid me enough, though, dude.
Oh, just stepping the shit?
Oh god.
Dude,
the fly landed on his foot.
Man, how did you get
How
that to
insane
happen?
is
It's just
that? They didn't
timing.
It was perfect.
They paid a fly like $100,000.
I had to drop down and land on his foot. It's actually a drone.
It was a drone fly.
And I'm pissed off that video doesn't have no more views. So you go to YouTube and you look at Parallax right now, brother. Oh, yeah.
Little macho man right there from Kenny Ballinger. Kenny's a huge wrestling fan. You know, I think that's pretty cool. You know, and one of the things that, speaking of the wrestling, and, you know, you post a lot of memes about wrestling, but you also, you don't give a shit on Facebook, man. You know, it's
don't bring that down.
we're going to talk about it because I think, you know, I think
I don't give a shit. I just say what I feel, and what I feel is genuine.
and I think that as a dual business owner that has vested interest in public view, you don't give a shit what people think about what you think.
No,
and you know, I think that's
not how it really is.
So you're holding back, is what you're saying?
I hold back a lot because I am extremely opinionated. But it's Facebook. It's what you are making available to the public. This is weird because I thought this was about music and everything, but I'll say this real quick.
Facebook
it's just what
is
you're
music,
making
I'm
available
telling
to
you.
the public. Do not put your personal life on public. Nobody puts their personal life on public. That's it. No reason to make it any more than that. I promote music. I get on Facebook and I sometimes say what I think is funny, and I promote music. I love music 100%, and that is what, if I'm going to put my foot into the public to represent, is music. I represent... my personality is about putting music forward.
I would 80% agree with that. Jason, what do you think?
I thought I got on off a little tangent right there, but
you think
I'm
that Kenny
all
kind of
about
gets
goddamn music.
I think 80% he is, but do you think about 20%
Are we
of it?
cutting
he gets,
this interview?
No,
Some of this is going to have to be edited.
editing on this interview. What do you think, Jason? Do you think that Kenny kind of gets into the weeds with some people every once in a while, and it's pretty entertaining?
No, I have to.
There's been some entertaining things. Yes.
I have to. Everybody has to stick up for themselves.
You know, and I think it boils down to this, Kenny. I think that one of the things that I like about you is that you have the courage of your convictions. And that's with music and with politics and with whatever in your life. You have the courage of your convictions to say, you know what? Just like that little meme that's going around with this dude sitting in a park with a sign saying, fight me, you know.
Change my
X
words
is right,
or whatever.
or
That guy's
change-
with that little
change my
smirk
mind or
guy.
whatever.
He's sitting at a little picnic table.
Because
sure,
we had a conversation. We had a conversation just in the green room here just a couple seconds ago when we were taking our break, listening to Jason's Parallax song. As you know, we were talking about a certain band that's nationally famous and how you and I didn't agree on it, and then we came to an agreement. So I think that one of our two minds was changed, or we came to a middle ground, and I think that's something that happens a lot with you, but it doesn't happen enough on Facebook. But speaking of Facebook, what do you think is more important? Since we've talked about talent in the first half, we've talked about it quite a bit, and we've talked about promotions quite a bit. Which do you think is more important to the average venue owner in Wichita, talent or promotions? Because I've seen some bands that have a ton of promotions.
I ain't average, so I can't answer that question.
I think you can. You can tell me what you think is more important, talent or promotions.
I don't care.
You care a little bit about promotions, though.
No, I don't. Well, no, I do care about promotions because even bands that don't have talent should be promoting themselves.
And I think we see that quite a bit, though, where we have bands that maybe are not.
It's not up to me, man.
It is.
No, it's not.
You're the gatekeeper of music in Wichita.
I'm not. Don't call me that. Don't do
Jason,
that to
give me
me.
a little help here. Would you say that Kenny has a lot of influence about what music is played in Wichita?
Maybe, but that's not. I'm not going to let Jason answer that question. The answer is absolutely no. Music exists in Wichita, whether Kenny Ballinger doesn't exist in Wichita.
I agree with that to the point that you can play music in your basement, but if you want people to hear it, you have to go through one of the venues that you own or somebody else owns.
Yeah, but this is only something that you're saying. It's not something that I'm saying.
Well, this is my interview.
We're
having
it honestly.
We're having a friendly discussion here about. I
I'm
do
never
think
ever going to own up to any titles that other people give me.
and I'm not trying to give you a
I had
title.
a hard
I'm
time.
trying to tell you the
I'll
truth
tell
about
you some
Wichita
truth.
music.
I had a hard time when people started calling me a promoter because I just got a job at the Lizard Lounge trying to make a bar work.
What is the difference between being a promoter and being
music.
a booker?
And I love music, and my mom tried to teach me how to run this bar and be a good bar, and I listened to her, and we did it. But I never soaked it all in until the bar was on my hands.
Well, I
was all music all the time, and I was all metal all the time, and I was 21 years old, and I had a bar to look after, and I booked once I got it rolling. And my most successful shows were heavy metal shows. I'm like, this is what I'm doing because I'm 21 and I don't care.
Well, I think what you're kind of alluding to is that I
was
feel
21.
We're talking about now that you're 35.
And I still don't care.
Whether you like it or not, I think everybody in this room and everybody listening would conclude that you are an influencer in Wichita.
No, that's what you call me.
You don't have to take that. You don't have to take that title, but
there are plenty of young
young
bands that exist in Wichita that are successful, and I've never worked with them. Or they only worked with me once and decided they didn't like me.
influencers are not 100%. Just because somebody is not influenced by you doesn't mean that you're not an influencer. You are an influencer in our venues, in our society, and whether you like it or not, you are. So my question is, as an influencer in Wichita, what do you think is more important, having talent or having the talent to promote?
My answer as a non-influencer is that it doesn't fucking matter.
So
you promote yourself, whether you believe yourself, you have the talent, get on the goddamn stage and prove it. I mean, nobody knows until they're doing it, but everybody has to promote themselves, especially in today's day and age.
So I think you answered the question there, is that no matter what talent scope you're in, you have to promote.
Yeah.
I booked. Okay.
I got him there, I think. I got him there, right?
I booked bands. I booked bands that had 15 people show up to them. I booked them 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times, and 15 people showed up every time. And 2 years later, they showed up to Cotillion and sold out a $50,000 show at like $20 a ticket or something.
I think you're talking
like
about
that.
Cody Jinks, right?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I read an article about it too, which is like I wouldn't know this information if I actually didn't read the internet.
Doesn't tell you that you're an influencer in Wichita, I don't know what does, man. You were booking Cody Jinks before Cody Jinks was Cody Jinks.
Cody Jinks did his own thing. He didn't blow.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. But if he didn't have the opportunity to play in your places,
I got lucky enough to book him.
You've had some other talents like that come through though too. How many other?
What do you know that I don't know, Glen?
Come on now. He doesn't want to toot his own horn. Jason, what do you think about that question? What do you think about, because you're on the other side of it to where you're making money off of people who try to promote themselves, whether they have talent or not?
No. We work in a business where people have to invest. We're not making money.
Jason is making money, though.
Yeah,
Jason,
he's talking about the studio.
I'm talking about the creative side of it.
Yeah.
Jason is making money whether these guys are talented or not, and if they want a poster design, if they want to...
We were making money because they have to sell booze, but like... It's not about making money. Money is not number one.
I agree.
You actually wouldn't be sitting here in this studio interviewing us right now if money was your
That is
number one.
actually true, but I
And
I
he
do
wouldn't be
love
sitting there
I do
recording
love
us
live music
right now if money was number one. Nobody in the studio right here is here because money is number one.
But the other side of that is that I think we're all in it to make better of Wichita, and I know Jason is in it to make better of Wichita. I know you're in it to make better of Wichita, but Jason has a unique perspective to see people that only care about the money. So what the question to you, Jason, you see the design side of it. What do you think is more important in Wichita, promotions or talent?
Well, this is a loaded question, but it's actually pretty easy. I think that anything that you're doing, and it kind of goes to Kenny's answer too. Like, it doesn't matter how talented you are, you need to promote. And like, if you have like a way to promote cheaply, have somebody pay somebody to do something that you can't do it, you should. Because nobody wants to see like these terrible NASCAR flyers that are just packed full of stuff. Right. That's just me. Like, I look at things and I'm just like, man, they could have paid $20. You know what I mean? And just had a really rad flyer or something.
Last night I watched Buddy Guy play a guitar with his wiener. Pretty much, like he turned it around,
and
I'm telling you, talent. It was talent to me. I loved it. He sold me. He was an entertainer, but
let me tell you,
talent is a matter of opinion. So you cannot equate talent. You're asking us to equate talent to profits or something.
Let me tell you,
promotion is important because if you promote, that means that people come and see your band.
Right. Let me tell you a little story about that.
It is kind of like the number one thing, really.
Yeah, and that's kind of
no matter how good you are at whatever you're doing, promote.
I'm glad you brought up Buddy Guy and Kenny Wayne Shepherd because I
had to jump back in there.
I looked at all of their promotion stuff, and the first thing that struck me, because honestly, I'm not a blues guy. I couldn't tell you a single song Buddy Guy's done.
I still don't know.
Not one.
I still don't know.
But what I will tell you is that he had a cool knockout design on his Facebook event. It was like this see-through, his name was see-through to the graphic behind it. And it actually made me search out how to do that on Illustrator so that I can incorporate that in our designs.
Right.
So I think that promotions do have a value sometimes above talent because
sometimes
I know I'm going to get
sometimes a flyer for the show is the very first thing that anybody's going to see about your band ever.
It's why
so
food
like
has
that's
to look good before
technically
you
their
taste it.
first impression. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you have a really tasty,
it's
sweet
not the
flyer,
70s anymore. Your music isn't enough.
Exactly.
Well,
I think you just came to our side, Kenny. I think you just came to our side.
I want it to be though. That's the music lover in me. I want it to be. I want to hear a song and just be totally.
Let's take money out of it.
But it just doesn't happen. I call it in my own mind, honestly. I call it the Motley Crue effect. It doesn't happen. Like there's not people just blowing up out of their garages anymore. It's just not happening.
Well, you brought up the key word money. Let's take money out of it. Let's say that Kenny Ballinger was blessed with an unlimited checkbook and he could do whatever he wanted that takes money for Wichita, whether it's booking bands, whether it's doing promotions. What are some of the things that you would change if money weren't an option for the Wichita music scene?
Well, I'll tell you, when I got into this business, I set a goal, right? And that goal was to book Clutch because I love Clutch. I've always loved Clutch. I have a whole tattoo sleeve of Clutch. So it's like, I don't know. I just told myself that when I was really young, I was like, even if I never get to book Clutch, it's all good because everything I book along the way trying to achieve the goal is the journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not the destination, it's the journey. And that's what I've done. And I booked a lot of cool fucking bands.
So you're saying if you had unlimited funds, you'd book Clutch. But I think there's just something deeper inside you.
If I had unlimited funds, I would hire a voodoo priest to summon the soul of Waylon Jennings to give me a private show on my porch down by the river.
Jason, same question.
George Jones.
I think you have some experience to know.
Haggard.
What would you do with unlimited funds to change the music scene for the better in Wichita? What are some of the things you would change? Hit the anvil right there. There's a hammer question right there.
It's not.
Once an interview, man, we have one that stumps the guest. But I think if you give it a couple seconds, you would.
An unlimited checkbook?
Yeah, because honestly, money is most of the hurdle for things to change anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if money weren't a hurdle anymore, what are some of the things that you would like to see changed in venues? What were some of the things that you would like to see changed in customer appreciation? Is it DUI laws? Is it
You're reaching fucking far,
man.
Here. Yeah.
I know. I'm stumped. I'm over here like,
we don't need this.
I like to push buttons and faders and stuff.
You need to
make
invoke
music.
emotions with less words.
I think it's a pretty
reaching far,
depict
Glenn.
question, though.
I mean, it'd be cool to like.
I wish
you know every venue that calls themselves a venue to have the right PA equipment. You know what I mean? Equipment is huge.
That is
because
one of the things
we
that
get
I
a lot
appreciate
of
about Barleycorns and the elbow
the
room.
elbow room. We get a lot of people that come through the elbow room that are used to playing like what the donut shop or the donut hole or whatever and stuff like that, and then they come into our place and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing! We have monitors and blah blah blah."
Pro.
It's just like, dude, this is that's a standard that I feel bands should have for themselves. Is like. If you're good and you're getting out there, go make sure that there's a PA at every venue you play at.
One of the things,
or take your own.
One of the things that I've told my daughters in the past is that when you go to a job interview, pick out the outfit that you're going to wear.
He said this shit on
and
the way
take
here.
it.
That's funny.
Really, and take it to the dry cleaners and have it dry cleaned so that when you walk into that interview, you feel like that you have a difference to you. You have
dress
a press
for the job you want,
for the
not
job
the
you
job
want.
you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
But that's no different than what you're saying about a PA in a venue. Is that one of the reasons that everybody loves playing the cotillion is because
this is the best sound.
It's pro audio.
Yeah.
It's like you get
it's
on
the best
stage.
sounding venue on the stage.
Yeah,
ever.
One of the reasons people want to play at the Wave is because it's great audio.
Right.
One of the reasons that anybody wants to play at the Elbow Room or Barleycorns is not just the prestige of the venue because it has great artists. So that's a great answer to that question.
It's been a standard of mine for a long time.
Well, I mean, even in your smaller
bands.
venues that are like, we don't have a PA, we're a small venue, you could still get a pretty decent PA
For $2,000.
in a small venue.
I mean,
the
you could
elbow
get-
room isn't huge.
No,
You know what I mean?
we overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kind of.
that bar might not
Yeah.
need that big of a sound system,
Yeah.
but it has one, and it's
It does have
awesome
the sound
for it. It's
system,
awesome
yeah.
for it.
We
I
carry
love that.
we
fucking
carry our
bar,
own
man.
sound system around, and we have a decent sound system that's similar to the Elbow Rooms, but.
No, I know.
I
I was 12 years old. I
love
got
playing the
paid
venues.
to tear up the carpet out of that bar when it was a gay bar.
Yeah.
I got paid at 12 years old to tear up the carpet out of the Elbow Room. It was just me. They just sent me in there on my own and say, we're going to pay you $60 to tear the carpet out of this bar. Here's a crowbar and everything you need to do it. And they just left me in there for hours while I tear the carpet out of that bar when I was 12 years old.
So let me take you off track from tearing up
Weird
gay
for me,
carpet.
even being there, like, oh my God, I teared the carpet out of this bar when I was 12 years old. I didn't know it'd ever come to this.
So let's take the next step. What's next for Kenny Ballinger and Fine Swine Productions?
The next step is you take responsibility for me showing up at Red Cat Studio and get me so drunk. Just kidding.
And there it is.
Seriously though, I know you to be
asked the question.
I know you to be a person that does not look at the present. You look at the future. You said it in this interview. You play the long game. What's the long game for Kenny Ballinger and the Elbow Room and Barleycorns?
I guess I got to start thinking about that.
So what legacy are you going to leave Harlan? I guess is
I'm
what
not
my
going to
question
say
is.
how far my mind reaches into what could be the future. I just want to see both those places continue to exceed, and I want to see Wichita. Like I think I said earlier, is becoming instead of being a big small town, it's becoming a small big city, and it's getting better for everyone in the music scene. I firmly believe that there are tons of shows that go on every day a week that when I started 14 and a half years ago, there was no, I had the option of not doing shows or doing shows on the weekends because there was no competition. Nobody was doing.
Yeah, that's not true anymore.
And now in Wichita, there's things to do every night of the week, Monday through Sunday.
And I'm acutely familiar with that because I do the weekly show rundown. I'm doing it nightly now. If you guys haven't listened, make sure you listen to ict-radio.com. I do a nightly show rundown so that you guys can hear what's happening every night instead of once a week. But let me just expand into that. We are now getting into a 7-night-a-week scene in Wichita, and I think that's awesome. What do you think, as musicians and as bar owners, we can continue to improve that process, Jason? You have a unique position of being a promoter with Fine Swine Records.
Mm-hmm.
You have your design company that helps promote from within,
right?
And you have your own band. What takes Wichita to the next step?
Whatever's happening is actually working right now. I'm totally with Kenny in the sense that, well, I always say it that the scene is like stronger than it's ever been. I've been
gonna have one sound like Seattle or Texas,
I thought that maybe like 20 years ago that something like that would have happened around here, but I think it's like that slow burn thing that maybe something like that's happening right now. Like there's just so many
Let's
bands
hope
and
to God
so many
it's
things.
Heartland Rock. I'm just saying.
But I mean, like when I started my recording studio, everybody's like, "Man, the recording studio is dead. Nobody goes to recording studios. You know, you can't make money doing a recording studio." So I kept doing it anyways. But I mean, I know that my business, my studio, is busy all the time. I know that your studio is busy all the time. Dustin Ritter, yeah. I'm talking to Luke. Dustin Ritter. His studio's always busy. Like all these guys that run recording studios, we are busy all the time. That says something about our scene right there.
Well, and I think,
like,
Tim,
in a day and age where everybody could easily record it in their house or whatever, they're still coming to us to do it. You know what I mean?
It's way easy to record now, but Tim can tell you because Tim was at the very beginning of ICT Radio. Who started it? Mm-hmm. They started off with 15 bands, and now how many bands you guys have on the station? I say you guys, but it's us. How many bands we have on the station now?
Close to 150.
That's awesome.
150 bands with original music.
That's killer.
Original.
That's killer.
Wichita music. I got a voice for radio, people. Somebody sign me up. Somebody give me a deal. I can talk.
We can have Tequila Thursdays with Kenny Ballinger.
I can do Barry Manilow. I can speed it up.
It could be like drunk history. You start him out like completely sober and see what it sounds like at the end.
Now,
you can just picture it.
Talking about that, Jason, and we're going to get a little personal right here because, you know.
Oh, don't start throwing low punches. We agreed to
we're
come
not gonna
here
throw low
on
punches.
our own cognizance.
But Jason is clean and sober.
Against
no.
Jason has decided not to drink anymore.
Well,
right?
Yeah,
I drank.
He is clean and sober.
He
is the soberest person I ever met in my whole life.
For the most part, I don't.
There's
really
not a
drink
bad word
ever,
you can say about him.
What brought you to that though?
Old age, hangovers. I just can't. I mean, I'd never had a huge issue with drinking or anything like that. I would have the issue of drinking too much and doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be all the time.
Yeah.
But really what it came down to was I could go have say 2 vodka orange juices and a couple shots and have a massive hangover for 3 days.
Oh my goodness.
I just lose 3 days of my life.
Because of the orange juice. I'm just telling you right now.
It's because it's alcohol. It just doesn't like me. You know what I mean?
I try to tell people that all the time.
So
it's just the juice.
I did stop completely drinking a lot for a long time. Close to over a year, I think. And then last year we did the Dimebag Darrell show with the Dimebag Darrell tribute or whatever.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was on my next list of things that I wanted to talk about.
Do not put that shit on me. Do not put that shit
on me. No, I won't, man. You gotta have it. You gotta do a black tooth.
That's one of the biggest shows at the Elbow Room every year.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what goes into
That's
that.
funny. You were going that direction. I know it. I got the bike. I got a black tooth grin on black bag there all day.
Yeah, well, anyways, outside of that, the other night at Barleycorns, I did get drunk. And it was awesome. And I didn't have a hangover.
Is there a cat? Is there a cat in the studio? There is a cat.
But Catlett, tell us about Dimebag Darrell and your tribute. Because it does go for a good cause.
It does. We're not sure what we're going to do it for this year because I'm not sure that where we usually give that money is still doing that. But
who was that in the past, though? Because I know
it was Free Music ICT. Zach Roach's
Roach,
Free Music ICT program. I'm not sure if he's doing it.
Zach Roach used to. I don't know if he still does or not, but he does free lessons and gives free guitars to kids who want to learn how to play the guitar.
Underprivileged children.
I'm not sure that he still does, but I know that's
what he did in the past.
That's what it was. That's what the program was.
Kudos, Zach Roach. But
overall, the organization of it is basically a nightmare.
But it always comes together.
It does always come together, but like in the past,
always badass.
In the past,
always because of Catlett.
Well, no, the bar
comes through blah 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 blah. But the production of everything that goes on with those Dimebag Darrell nights every year is because Catlett is on top of his game.
Okay.
Whether they're disorganized or not, it's the truth.
It's that thing, like, everything does come together, like, right at the last minute. We're trying to change things up this year. Like, the original concept was...
Do you need a country band?
We had Whiskey Dick do it with us one year.
That's
actually.
not a country band.
No, they're a honky-tonk
heavy metal.
Those are my boys. Whiskey Dick for life, whiskeydick.com. Drunk as hell, all that shit. They're playing at Barleycorns October 17th, opening up for Nashville. Pussy, Whiskey Dick.
No, the Dimebag Darrell thing is fun, man. We started doing it in 2006 at JC's House of Rock.
Right, man, over on Oliver and
yeah, and we've done one every year. I think I took like a year off.
That place is haunted, by the way.
Well,
yeah, that's what happened with that show. He took a year off because he didn't want it no more. And I said, fuck yeah, I'll have the Dimebag Darrell show at the Lizard Lounge. Why the wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I? And I put together a Dimebag Darrell show that had nothing to do with just Catlett. And he came back the year later. But he made every one of them. He made every one of them. Jason Catlett made every one of them Dimebag Darrell shows better than the year before, and every year I'm blown away about how badass they are.
It's the people involved, man. I mean, we pick like.
I'm just a Dimebag Darrell wannabe.
I'm just a bunch of washed up Dimebag Darrell wannabes.
It's fine. It's a good legacy.
So we're coming to the end of our interview here, and it's been definitely an interesting and fun interview tonight with Kenny and Jason from Fine Swine Records.
We really at the end because I like this. I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Can we turn it into wrestling conversations?
We could go another 2 hours. I tell you what, we could have 4 hours with each of you, but we could have 6 hours of you in wrestling. But
so what I do is I put in offers for bands, and I say, yeah, you can sleep in my house. And then they get to my house and they're so tired and they just want to go to sleep. And I just make them watch wrestling for like.
Here's wrestling.
I put on my WWE.
This is Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
This is when okay, so here it is. I went to see those two bands last night. Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
We're gonna bring this to wrestling. Watch this. Here it comes.
And he played. Both of them played Voodoo Chili, right? Voodoo Child or whatever you say, but it's in a whatever. It's not. I don't. Maybe it's because of all the diseases I gave my computer when I used Lamplighter or whatever that download website was.
Limelight. Was that what it was?
Maybe.
LimeWire.
Lamplighter was the live music video. It's no longer, but
it was called Voodoo, and it was spelled Chile.
Yeah, Voodoo Child.
So it's not actually child. So why are you chastising me for not saying it right when I didn't pronounce the D anyway? Anyway, I do this to myself the whole time. Is it child? Is it chili? I don't know. I shouldn't even bring this story up because I don't know how to pronounce the name of the song. But this old man, he leaned back to me. He leaned back and he said to me, "That's Jimi Hendrix." And I was like, "Yeah, old man. Hulk Hogan taught me that in 2001 when he did his heel turn and he joined the NWO."
So wrapping this up, Jason, where are we going next in Wichita? What do you think?
Up.
Good, that's a great answer, man.
You know, I don't know, man.
Kenny, how are we getting there?
That's it. I started a hashtag way back in the day. It was called ICT Rising, and I don't ever actually use it that more because I'm old now, and I'm even forgetting how to use Facebook nowadays. But yeah, I hashtag sometimes. It doesn't work in Wichita.
Would you guys agree with me that the next step is for people listening to go to shows?
Yeah, go to shows.
Go to shows.
Absolutely.
It always starts there. Plus, everybody wants to be the person that says, "I saw that dude or that man when there was
go
like the Cody Jinks thing."
Shows. Exactly. Yeah.
There's a handful of people that saw Cody Jinks play at both my bars when there was 10 people there.
Yeah.
And now you go watch him fucking play, and there's in Wichita, and there's at least 3,000 people there.
Exactly.
And it happened in like 2 years.
It wasn't long. Yeah, it wasn't long before Cody Jinks was like playing for 10 people and playing for 10,000 people, because he was only playing for 3,000 in Wichita, but he's playing at 10,000 at Billy Bob's down in Fort Worth. Or
when he played for me and 20 people showed up, he was going to play in Missouri somewhere, and he still had crowds of like 400 people.
Yeah.
Like he was I'm not trying to take claim to fame for nothing that Cody Jinks did, because I was actually had this battle in my own head going on. Like, why can I only get 20 people to show up to see this guy?
I'm glad you stuck to the courage of your convictions.
He goes to Springfield and he plays for 400 people.
I'm glad that you stuck to courage of your convictions,
from
because
Texas.
I'm telling you what, people will soon realize the people you like are people that are going to be great in the future. So
That's
if
not
you get the
always true
chance,
either.
well, if you get the chance, go out and see a show at the Elbow Room or at Barleycorns. Make sure you go out and visit Parallax anytime they're playing. You guys play at Rock Island Live quite a bit. When's your next show?
The next show is going to be the Stevenson Halloween party on the 12th.
Oh, man, I got a great story about that.
And then, yeah, it's a good time. Those things are always fun. And then the next show after that will be at Wave on October 30th with the Acacia Strain, Suffocate the Skies, Left Behind, and Dark Bloom.
I just got to meet some guys from Suffocate the Skies.
Yeah.
Great guys. Yeah.
You did shirts for them.
I did. But let's just go back just a touch. We're going to make this an interview about 3 seconds longer, but
You can also like do a YouTube like behind the
20
scenes
seconds longer. 20 seconds.
So we were playing for the Stevenson's Halloween party one night, and we had a band that was playing after us that was kind of jerkish.
Mm-hmm.
And I set my amp up, and the lead singer of their band kicked my amp out of the way and is like, "This is where my amp goes, dude."
Holy
like,
shit.
Wow.
All right. So, but he made the mistake of leaving his set list on the monitor. So I told all my guys, we're playing every one of those songs.
Oh, really?
And so we played all of his set list, and then said,
You guys
"Make sure you
actually
listen
knew
to
all of the
X."
songs?
Oh, well, we knew
You
pretty
did
much. Yeah.
the best you could.
We did the best we could.
Just to spite the motherfucker.
You know us. We can do pretty much whatever. So, and so they got up and they look like jackasses. So don't piss off your opening band, by the way.
No doubt.
Jason Catlett in
Or
the
your
studio
songwriter.
tonight. We appreciate you for Parallax. He also owns Magnitude Creative. He's also co-owner of Fine Swine Records. We have Kenny Ballinger, who's the co-owner of Barleycorns, the sole owner of the Elbow Room, and co-owner of Fine Swine Records. You guys, it's a great interview tonight. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thanks for having us. I'm glad I finally got to come see this place. It's
Isn't
totally,
it cool?
It's awesome.
Is it cool?
Hell yeah.
Thanks to Luke Wallace from Red Cat Recording down here in Peck, Kansas, the home of that big Red Cat sound.
Thank you,
to
boys.
ICT-radio.com. Make sure you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app. And as always, go to shows.
Yes, go to shows.
Recorded live at Red Cat Recording, Peck, Kansas.
Thank you, boys.
Hosted by Glen Shipman. Check out redcatrecording.com. Adios.
All right, we want to thank Luke, Glen, especially Kenny and Kenny Ballinger and Jason Catlett. I want to thank you guys. That was a good interview.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I sent in on that one and witnessed this, and me and Luke had a great time sitting in the control room.
I listened to it, and I was like, man, because I almost went with you last week, but I had to sit back, and I just had, the podcast to finish up and this and that, so I didn't get to go. I was mad. I was mad when I listened to that because it sounded like a fucking blast, but no, I thought it was cool, man. The just how much they're talking about the scene growing, and Kenny was even talking about how you didn't even have to have music every weekend. You didn't even have to open up every weekend because you didn't have any competition, and now it's every single night of the week is
right.
It's music going, man, everywhere. So.
Yeah, and we had some great off-camera or off-microphone, talks with.
I'm sure.
And Jason, and it was a lot of fun, man. Big shout out to those guys, and thanks for coming down and talking with us. And of course, thanks to Glen and Luke for what they do for ICT Radio and the scene itself. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean,
it sure as hell sounded like it.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, it's we've been trying to make that happen for forever. It was good. I knew it would be. I knew Kenny had to have an interesting story, and Catlett's the same way,
Right.
So knew it'd make for a good interview. So hope you guys enjoy it. Go back and listen to our previous episodes. We got tons of good artists on there.
Yeah, we're now at episode 59.
We have artist spotlights dotted in there. The last 5 or 6 weeks we've been just having the artist on here because Glen and Luke are doing that.
Yeah, they've kind of taken that over,
which is fucking great because one, they do a good job, and two, they get to do it way more frequently than we get to.
Right.
But
Speaking of, next week should be a pretty cool episode as well, Derek.
I'm trying to remember.
You know who the guest is?
Mm-mm.
Pretend friend.
I'll be damned. That'll be a good one.
That is gonna be a good one.
These dudes are badass.
Yeah, actually, I'm going up tomorrow to attend that recording, so I'll be there
really?
for the interview. Yeah, I'll be there for that interview. So looking forward to that, hanging out with the boys and meeting some new people.
I'll be up around Wichita, but I don't have the kids, so I doubt I can stop by the studio.
Kids welcome in that studio. Come on now.
Been in that studio long enough to. I mean, you can take kids in there, but we'll just leave it at that.
It's kind of down to business in there, though. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah. And Pretend Friend is. We might stop by there. I'll say that. We may stop in there for a minute. But Pretend Friend's very cool, man. We got to play in front of them. No, behind them. Yeah, after them at Kirby's, and very cool, unique band. So that'd be cool to listen to. But.
Yep, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. A lot of cool bands and promoters and whatnot coming up on the books. So
you got stuff coming all the time too. Like keep sending music in.
Yeah. We've been getting new stuff every week. I don't think we've had a week where we had to play something old.
No, we keep on getting new stuff. And that, we noticed that the ICT Fest is getting ready to go on, and I can't quote a date or time right at the moment, but we looked at the lineup and we're like, dang, we've only got like 3 or 4 of these bands out of 40 plus bands. And, out of the Wichita area. So
I don't know, some of them are just that new, or some of them are from out of town.
I don't know, but hey.
Yeah, well, one thing is we don't hit it quite like I guess I've hit up a few lately, but there for a while it was just people sending the shit in left and right, and I don't know, maybe some bands have gone, or
I think so. We were talking about that on the
Miami Over Moon. I'd never heard of them, and then we got them. Somebody pointed it out to us. So if you guys have suggestions or any bands that you haven't heard, throw them at us, because just
always looking for new stuff.
Last week we had a band on here that somebody told me about that I had no idea existed until then, and they were super good. So, you guys tell us about it. So, all right, well, we want to thank Luke and Glen again, and Kenny Ballinger, Jason Catlett. We also want to thank Top Shop Paint Repair and Alpha Heating and Air.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh,
he's like, I don't know what you're doing, man. What are you doing with your hands?
I don't know what to do with my hands. Anyway, yes, we want to thank them guys and for sponsoring us and our shenanigans.
Subscribe. Do it.
Hey, hit up our Patreon.
Oh, yes.
Subscribe to our Patreon, and there are some really cool benefits for that.
Shout out this week.
Oh, who is the shout out? Who is our Patreon shout out?
Yes. I know Glenn and Luke mentioned
like that.
I know.
Like,
sorry.
Man.
Come on, Eric. Eric.
Not even on
Eric,
Patreon,
hurry up.
dude. Shut your face, Derek.
No, but it's cool. We have different packages, different stuff for different participation levels. So definitely go check it out. How can you find that?
That's at patreon.com. Just search for ICT Radio, and you can find us there and contribute to the cause.
Get all sorts of cool stuff.
Yep, free T-shirts. I mean, at the lowest levels, we're offering free stuff. So please hit us up and become a patron of ICT Radio.
Still not in there, dude.
I just have to start a new one and finish.
No, let's just figure it out. Just edit the shit out of this, Derek. So make sure you go to patreon.com/ICT Radio. We're going to go out on one song, Derek. What is it?
Let's Not Pretend by Sunshine Trucking. Some country.
Enjoy.
This is some like 2 a.m. country from Edson.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.
From the coast